Hello, welcome to Inspire on AGTV with me, Abraham Asari. Today we have one I call, and of course he is a senior journalist in the Inky fraternity. He's been a journalist for many years. I think that he's about retiring and currently with the multimedia group. AC Ohini, as we call him, is our guest on Inspire. AC, welcome to Inspire on AGTV.
Thank you.
But AC, what does AC mean? AC is normally referred to air conditioning.
Yeah, but even if you allow me a little latitude first, God has been good. So may God's name be praised. Let me also thank and greet your, how many? I think 3,800 pastors, 6,000 church branches, 600,000 church members of the Assemblies of God, Ghana. I am not a member, but I'm
invited to be a member.
I'm a very close admirer. AC Ohini, the A stands for Amoedu, capital Amoedu. The middle name is a borrowed European Christian name, Christian.
Okay, oh wow.
And then Ohene, Ohene. So Amoedu Christian Ohene.
Wow.
Right.
I see. So, where were you born and where did you get why Ohene? And tell me the background of
Two mountains, two mountain areas.
Okay.
My father was from Ekwapmekropong, on top of the mountain, eastern region.
Right.
My mother was from Kwawunkwetia, eastern region.
Also means that they are no more.
Oh, we dispatched them to the Almighty long ago.
You are an orphan.
Yes, a very proud orphan.
Just like me.
Yeah.
You're a senior member of the
Yeah. Dad went 1990, Mom went 2006.
Okay, so maybe I'm senior to you. My dad went 75.
Wow, you must have been a boy then.
Oh, yeah, I was a boy.
Unfortunate.
Mom in 2006.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Senior.
Senior to you now. Right, so how were you born?
I was born at Suhum in the eastern region.
Okay.
And then I was sent, the family moved to a village near the Suhum town, beyond Obretima. In fact, we carved a village from a forest and lived there for a long time. In fact, two of us, my big brother and myself, the old lady and my mother, we lived there till we finished university and all that. But the whole thing started at Suhum in the eastern region.
That was a village, actually, where Suhum, not Suhum Township.
Yeah.
A village.
Yes, at the time I was born, I didn't even notice when we relocated to the forest area.
Okay.
But my big brother saw it. My mother and my father, of course, saw it. But I grew up from a village near Obretima and Densusu. They are also part of the Suhum municipality, but they are villages close to the main town, Suhum.
So, growing up, there was no electricity in that village?
There is still no electricity there.
Even now?
Yes.
So, it's a small hamlet, more or less like a small, about 20 houses.
Oh, two room house, one house with two rooms. Yes. One for the old lady and the old man, the other for me and my brother.
And the whole village was just a small place.
Yeah, it was.
Just recollect growing up and playing in the dust.
Yes.
Playing football.
Yes, we would plug the orange that wasn't ripe yet, and that was the ball for us. I'm Hasofuk. My brother is Asante Kotoko. My brother is Asante Kotoko. And it was as serious as you would have it in Kumasi, Babayara or Hinijan. Serious rivalry because my mother was Asante Kotoko and my father was Hasofuk. Oh. And the division was clear. So they supported according to which they wanted.
So you had just a brother? Siblings?
Well, at the village, yes. But my father had some children in another marriage before marrying my mother. So, but for us, I mean, at the village and we growing up in the late 60s to the 70s, it was my brother, Kwame Ohene, and myself, AC Ohene.
That's in the Ghanaian village, once you're born, it seems that farming was a very common venture at the time.
Sure.
So you used to go to the farm?
A lot of it.
You loved to do that?
I did. I still do.
You had the strength to hold the cutlass?
Yes. In fact, when 3.5 years or so, I wanted to read. My father, even though a hard worker himself, thought that no, he is too premature. So I would find the front of a palm front, and would be trying to read. Then he said, sir, and gave me a discarded cutlass. So by 4 years, I was reading. I was cropping. I was planting seeds. I love to plant a lot of maize. I love to plant plantains and so on and so forth. It's been with me through my life, and I think that it was a good beginning for me.
It means that when at that time you were envisaging to become a farmer in your adulthood. Did you desire to become a farmer?
I think that I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to be a doctor at some stage, but I also loved farming because it brought up life. I happen to always want to be close to life. If I see the seeds sprouting, if I see the young seedlings growing, and so on and so forth, I enjoy it. But I think that at the back of my mind, I thought I would become a head teacher with a lot of farms, or one big farm, or I'll be a doctor with a backyard garden and so on and so forth.
Okay, so then you went to school in that village?
Well, 3 kilometers from the forest hamlet.
Was a school?
Yeah, yes.
You walked to school?
We did walk to school.
Exactly.
Yes.
And that was common?
It was common in those days.
Just minimized to school?
Oh, about 3.5 kilometers to school.
So 7 kilometers a day?
Yes. But we didn't even feel it.
Yeah, of course, it was natural.
Yes.
And you always were in school on time?
Yes, otherwise you find reason to be on time the next day.
I remember the time when you go to school in the morning, you close, go home, and come back in the afternoon.
Yes, that was it. We had 2 sessions. We didn't actually go to the village. We would just have some games, or would follow our friends who came from the Dinsusu town. At the time, there were about 100 houses, or say 50 houses at Dinsusu. So it was a town, a small village indeed. We would go with them to their homes. We would have brought food.
Because you lived far?
Yes.
But when I grew up, the school was very close to the house was very close to the school.
You were more fortunate.
So it was, what, it was 12:30 or something?
Yes, 11:30 was the first break, the first closing, if you like. And then 1 hour or so would come, or at least 1:30. Yes, 1:30 is the reopening, and then we close at 3:30.
Wow.
Was interesting.
So that was primary school?
Yeah.
Middle school?
Middle school, the old man took us to Enum, yet another mountainous area. Enum, also in the eastern region, to attend elementary boarding school. So from Form 1 through Form 2, I did the elementary boarding school at the Presbyterian Middle Boys Boarding School. Yeah, the border. Yes.
Preparing to sit for the hall?
Yeah, well, I dodged it. I sat for the common entrance. I was successful. Wow. And then that is a whole story altogether. Yes, the old man wanted us to finish. Indeed, Kwame Ohineda Akuman Sr. had gone through the same Enum Presbyterian and had finished. And so, who are you to say that for you won't finish? My first rebellion. I passed Menya Krobo Secondary School. At the time, it was Presbyterian Secondary School, Menya Krobo. When I passed, the old man said, you have to go for another 2 years. I wouldn't hear of it. At the time, a new training college had been converted by the Busia administration into a secondary school. Several of the training colleges had been made secondary schools, with a few others being made post-secondary teacher training colleges. So I went and sought admission from the headmaster. When he saw my result slip, I thought he was impressed. Gave me admission, and now I pay school fees. It was like hell. I followed one of my boarding school friends to their home, pleaded with their mother, and stayed with their mother. So I was a day student for 2-3 months.
You left home?
Yes.
And your father didn't look for you?
No, it was the same compound, the same Enum, about 115 or 20 miles from Dinsusu, even though in the same eastern region. But then what I did was that after the common entrance, I said I didn't want to go back to the elementary boarding school.
So he thought you were in a boarding school?
Yes, in the meantime, I was in the secondary school. Oh. So the prospectus and everything, then were not the days of mobile phones.
Of course, you had to write a letter and then it took many weeks before.
Yes. People had to intercede, they had to go and talk to my father and so on and so on.
So he eventually got to...
Yes.
And he was not...
Very angry, livid, upset, and wanted me to return to the elementary boarding school. People pleaded on my behalf, and so he grudgingly found the money to pay. I think that the school fees was 25 cedis at the time. That was, no, 25 cedis was the school fees, and then the boarding fee was 48 cedis. That was a lot of money.
Can you convert it to this?
I should be multiplying it by 2,000 or 5,000. It was a lot of money. The whole term, the boarding school, the boarding fee was 48 cedis. Then the other fees 25 cedis. So later on, the old man started paying. Fortunately, by the second year, I had earned a bursary. I got a scholarship, Cocoa Board scholarship, and then the old man's nerves were calmed. One of the reasons he didn't want me to go, he wanted Kwame, who had now entered secondary school, Sum Secondary Technical School, to climb up a little so that, the pressure on him, I wouldn't hear of it, but I had some scholarship and went through secondary school.
So you went to read what? What did you go to? Science?
It was a new school, a training college that had just been converted into secondary school. Those of us who were above average were encouraged to do science. And let's face it, I also like to do science. It was bluffing. It was fanciful. So I did science. Form 4 through Form 5, I did science. I did science, yes. The grades weren't particularly good at the science side, which unfortunately were my core subjects, as we'll call them today. But the other subjects, including English language, Bible knowledge, Akan, and a few others, I did really well. Then I did an introspection and told myself, look, this chemistry at O-level, the way you are flunked, you are not going to make any serious progress. In any case, if you say you want to be a doctor, you can't see the sight of blood. You can't even imagine blood. You just cannot be a doctor. So I stopped it. I didn't go to sixth form. My second disappointment to the old man, because he knew... No. And also he knew that I should go through sixth form as a matter of course, because he knew I was above average. Then he arranged for me to go to training college in our hometown, Kropong. I went to the Presbyterian Training College. Once again, unbeknown to my parents, I left the Kropong Training College and came and stayed at Suhum town. They were at the village, mind you. And then I came and stayed with my friends at Suhum. Went to the District Education Directorate, secured a teaching appointment, and then started teaching.
So you left the school to teach?
Yes.
You dropped out?
Then my father said, that to hell. You say you don't want to be a teacher, even though all your kid time you are hoping to become a teacher. You have gone to a training college. You've left that college. You've come home and you are doing teaching. What I didn't tell him was that I was writing the advanced level papers, A-level papers. And I had switched from science. And I wanted to do humanities. And I had enrolled with the Rapid Resource College. These days I hardly ever hear RRC. I had enrolled with the RRC, and I was teaching to earn a few pesos to be able to pay. In those days, I think that it was 2 cedis, 15 pesos to the dollar or to the pound. The gap wasn't really big. Later on, they once again accepted me as their son, and then I did A-level. One day, while we were still sitting as young people that had finished secondary school and were conversing, a peer of mine, Charles Kwitadade, he later on became a diplomat and so on and so forth, said that, look, Kwame, I think that, I'm also Kwame, I think that you can do journalism. When we talk, the way you argue your case and stuff like that, and a certain passion I see in you, why don't you go and enroll at GIG? I didn't even know where GIG was. Poor village boy. So I came to Accra, found my way to the Osu area, got prospectus, what would take for you to come and write the exam, not prospectus really. I registered, and then the examination came. I wrote, fortunately I passed, and the interview is a different story altogether. Yes, here I am, a poor country boy. I had come to town, I had passed the exam, yes, and I was to face an interview. I had stolen my big brother's shirt.
You stole it?
Yes.
You took it? Your big brother, you took
it? No, I stole it. He wouldn't have given it to me. By 1 o'clock when he was snoring, I quietly crept into his bag. It was not any serious bag. And picked it because it was decent looking.
For the interview?
Yes.
It was in Accra as well?
Oh.
From Ekropong?
No, from Suhum.
Were you coming from Suhum?
Yeah, I was coming from Suhum. The trousers was passable, so it was my own trousers. But the footwear was terrible. It was chaliwati. You know the chalote with about 1 inch, 1.5 inch sole, the tough one.
Tucked in? Well?
Yes, I had tucked in.
But the foot was Chalewoti?
Was Chalewoti.
Did you wear socks?
No, not socks. And that was, I think, the best I could ever get, because my sandals or shoe was nothing to write home about. So when Kojo saw me, I think I read that he wanted to send me out. Yes, started and say, why do you want to be a journalist? And I think that at times the divine spark, a certain divine spark in me came. And I think that I talked so much. And then everybody, the remaining 3 other sides, so there were 7. This would ask a question, the other would ask a question. So how would you think that you can use journalism to help your people in the village? I would answer. They would ask me, are there mysteries, are there mysterious things at the forest? I told them about dwarfs. I had not seen dwarfs before. Up till now, I have not seen dwarfs before. But I heard stuff about dwarfs. I told them so much.
You yobbed them?
Not so much lies, but a lot of determination, a lot of youthful exuberance and determination that...
Then it was difficult to be a journalist, to enter into the journalism school.
GIJ was picking 70%. It was a diploma at the time. And then, out of the 70, they were giving about 30 or at least 20, 25 to Namibia, to Swaziland, the freedom fighters, including South Africa. In fact, many of my mates were South Africans. Then the rest were for some cadres and the general public. So it was very competitive.
But, you know, listening to your story, I am not sure some of the things you did. If any of your kids does that today, you'll be happy. You more or less set yourself against your parents. You are wanted to be independent from your
I was a rebel in that sense.
And yes, so you rebelled against their wish for you to stay a little more in the elementary school.
Yes.
You were sent to
a training college.
You actually dropped.
It is true.
You know, and all that. You stole your.
Yes, I did.
Do you regret for these things you did? Do you regret today?
On hindsight, I think that I could have engaged my parents. Yes, my father was a stern person that was almost, yes, non-tolerant. But I think that I could still have even got elders he respected to talk to him. But a child's mind is a very small mind. The child's world is a very small world.
What do you tell a young man or a young woman who is having such tendencies today of wanting to go this or her way?
I would say that, look, young people out there, even if the home, parents, mommy and your big uncles and the rest, don't allow so much democracy in the home, still obey them. But if you want to air your views and you have difficulty, engage elderly people in the church, engage elderly people in the family to try to get your parents and your bigger siblings to listen to you. Don't be rude. Don't override their instructions. Don't let them feel that you are rebellious or you are disobedient.
And don't steal a shirt. We'll be back after this break. This is Inspire on AJTV.
Can everyone hear me?
We are here.
Sometimes in life, we find ourselves in a dark place.
For the weak and broken-hearted.
So you have more than one story?
No, I don't.
You have multiple stories?
Objection, my lord.
That is why the Bible says that the wages of sin is death, but the free gift of God is eternal life in Christ Jesus. Who are you?
For every moment you need to be inspired.
You cannot be prayerfully alive, and Satan will get you easy.
I was speaking in tongues and I said, Keaton, get up.
How can you manage a company when you cannot manage your home?
On all the days you need to be lifted up.
You must abandon old mindsets and structures that have held you back.
Vision without action is an omission.
Raise your head high, for AJTV is here.
I'll mark your forehead with a seal of power.
Fear is a serial killer of dreams.
Shola.
Yes, Ngozi.
I need to hear God myself.
For every man,
you are a criminal.
Does it look like a criminal to you?
Woman and child.
And you know nothing about my husband. You know nothing about my father.
Greetings, my relatives.
Today, I want to tell you a story
to give hope for every race everywhere, because we are here. AGTV is here.
So we're talking to the man who wore Chaliwati to an interview at the GIJ. Chaliwati had a white shirt tucked in, good-looking trousers, stole the shirt. He regrets he did that. ACO Henry's, I guess.
Yes.
Do you remember any of your colleagues who went to the interview? Where are they now? Did they also become journalists?
Yes, I think that T-Rex, Theophilus Kojogani was downstairs. I think that Emmanuel Kojogani became Public Affairs Director for Senate. Kwame Bequim became DC and also at a certain time MP for Sujoman, quite a few of them. And then so when eventually they released me to go, I remember Kojoyanka saying, "See you in October. Come and see my head." I was so sure that I'll come to this. So when I descended, T-Rex and the rest were saying, "Are you this villager man? Why you go keep long there like that?" Then I told them, "See you in October." Oh, first saw her. It was a much smaller school at the time. Only 2 streams, 35, 35, one in the afternoon and then the other, I was at the day section.
Do you remember any of your international class?
Nkrumah Mushulenge, I checked and has passed on.
From which country?
Nkrumah Mushulenge was in South Africa.
South Africa?
Yes.
You named Nkrumah.
Yeah. He took Nkrumah upon himself. His other name was Mushulenge. Some other one rose to become Minister of, I think, Information in Namibia. I can't get the name. Ngube. It's difficult to pronounce. Wow. You know, quite a few of them. We were very good friends. They brought a few dollars, and we were very raw, extremely broke, extremely broke.
But they had been sponsored.
Yes, they had some UN support and all that. So, and they thought that, with due respect, they thought that we were sharper than them. And so you would be writing notes for them or giving them your notes for them. Yeah.
But then GIG did not have boarding facilities.
No.
So where did you stay?
Somewhere Banana Inn. I first stayed with my very good friend George Ankara, who is retired from GBC.
My senior colleague.
Yeah. We were very good friends. Wow. Then George, if you permit me, I'll mention it. We quarreled. Yes, and so
he ejected you.
I ejected myself. I ran away. That one to you here. So I relocated to Samuel Donko. Samuel Donko was at the Institute of Bankers, retired. Unfortunately, he's passed away. And I lived at the Donkos at Banana Inn till I went through GIG.
So at this time, your father, what did he think about you?
Don't let me feel bad. Indeed, my father didn't see much of my journalism. My mother did. And I know that she regretted. Even my father, at the time I was doing National Service, Koko bought Kuyafu check monitors.
As a graduate from GIG?
Yes. I remember there were Spectator, Ghanaian Times, Mirror, Daily Graphic, GBC, GNA. That was all.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah, it was difficult to get entry into these. So National Service posted us to secondary schools and also to some other institutions such as Cocoa Board. I went to Cocoa Board to do National Service. Even there, I would come home, I would go to the village till I tried to let us start some building for them. He realized that the end result was so good. Yeah, I asked for my mother, I would win this award. She would tell all the villagers that her son has won an award because the radio was always on the table in front of her. So I did.
At that point, you wanted to be a priest.
Yes.
So you were not very consistent in your career choices.
Yes.
A teacher.
Yes.
Doctor.
Yes.
What again?
A journalist.
Journalist.
Yes.
That you became eventually.
Yes.
But now then you decided to be a priest. Was it after you became a journalist?
As a matter of fact, along the line, from infancy, I have the feeling that I can help make society better by talking to people, by being as frank as I'm being here, by listening to people, by giving advice. I don't know much of the Bible, even though I've read from Genesis to, I don't have a lot of them stored in my head.
So
but
to be stored in your spirit.
Well, maybe so. So when the divine spark is within me, I want to share. I want to share everyday experiences. I think that I could be encouraging people even the more if I devoted my entire time to, say, preaching. So it has come to me now and again. Yes, this or that prophet. In fact, there was a big priest in Kumasi, whose name I just don't want to mention, whoever told me that I was ordained by God to be a priest and that I've run away from the priesthood. Not that because a pastor said, but I mean, it's always been within me that this is one thing that probably should.
Do you regret not wearing the castle?
I do regret not, at a certain stage in my work, leaving, say, journalism to devote my entire time to the Lord's vineyard. My consolation, though, is that imperfect as I am, very sinful as I am, I still find time to do things that I'm so sure this is close to God's work.
But you don't really need to be the one in charge of the church to preach the gospel.
Yes.
You can, like in our church, Assemblies of God, send the light. This year we are preaching. We are sending the light, we are preaching, we are winning souls for Christ, we are expanding the church, we are expanding membership and all that. You can still be preaching.
Yes.
You know, win souls.
Yes, I do lay preaching, yes. And I hope that may God have mercy on me. I'm so imperfect. I do lay preaching at the workplace. My colleagues will bear witness to it. I do lay preaching. I do say things that I think that, as for this, even if now and again I feel at it, I'm so sure this is the way to go. I do them at the bus stop when we are conversing. I do them wherever we meet at lunch and so on and so forth. I have a conscience, and I think that's fortunate of me. Everybody does have a conscience.
At the point, you committed the life of Jesus Christ along the line.
Yes, Presbyterian, born.
Because in GIJ, you were doing certain things. I mean, you were not really born again. Just later that you decided to become.
Well, so let's start from the Presbyterian era.
Okay.
You are baptized, and then you are confirmed. I received baptism, I received confirmation, even at a later date, comparatively, because at the village there were no Presbyterian churches, so to speak, and so on and so, even though my father was very Presbyterian. So at the elementary boarding school, I got baptized, and then I got confirmation.
So you were not baptized as a kid?
Not. So
when you decided to follow Jesus, to be baptized?
And I think that it is almost automatic, was automatic in those days. At the Presbyterian boys boarding school, there was hardly anybody that went through Form 2 or say Form 3 and didn't, and without being baptized. And I was chorister from elementary boarding school.
Oh, you could sing?
I could. Don't ask me to sing on this one. I have stopped for a long time.
Yeah.
But then, so Presbyterian, and then so yes, you backslide, you don't even go to church. One day, Suhum again. I think I had finished national service. I was teaching at a secondary school or so. Then somebody that I had lived with in a house, a next door neighbor, I had left the house, and then I met him in the street on Sunday, once again in Chalawati. There's a lot of history. Yes. So Agayaba, a northerner, Agayaba said, "Oh, Hene, does it cost me, Nana? Where are you going?" I said, "I'm going home." I said, "Oh, today is Sunday. Won't you go to church?" Then I said, "No, that is not my mind now. I'm going home." He literally dragged me to the church, International Central Gospel Church.
Wow.
Yeah, so within 3 weeks, I was an interpreter.
In the local church?
Yes, in the local church and all that. When I went to Koforidua, I also worked at Koforidua for pretty 6-7 years. I was attending church quite a bit. I came to Accra here. When I don't do Central Gospel,
currently,
when I don't do,
when you don't,
I go back to my Presbyterian, even though I've been baptized.
So which branch do you belong to now? Which is the church now that you say, this is my church where I go to?
Accra here, the Dansoman branch occasionally. Occasionally because too often I go back to school because I have farms and others there.
So you're more or less you live in Suhum in Accra.
I live in Suhum 6.5 days at times, but oftentimes Saturday night through Sunday up till the evening I'm at Suhum, and the Suhum church is available.
So you're a journalist and you're a farmer?
Seriously.
What are you farming?
Quite a bit of cocoa. I do woodlot. I do...
How many acres of cocoa do you have?
I think they're 10, 11.
Is that a bit? 10 acres of cocoa is not small.
It is.
Compared to others?
The average will be a little smaller than that.
Okay.
But I think that our farm holes are a little too small. And the ministry and government should be looking at those things. That's a different conversation altogether. I do woodlot. I do the likes of nutmeg, cinnamon, huintia, prekese, star fruits, and so on and so forth. A little beyond the ornamental side. Some I give to friends, some I try to sell if there's a market for it. Wealthy man?
Yes.
No.
Why not?
Journalism doesn't pay that much.
Would you ask any opportunity to become a journalist?
Almost all of them are.
Oh, space.
It is a calling.
Ah.
It is a calling. Erama is in publishing, Ghana Publishing Company. Moses works at Multimedia as the parliamentary correspondent for all the Adon brands. Yes, my.
That's your son.
Yes, my son.
What's his
Ohene Amponsan. Yes.
Okay.
He's my second boy.
It looks like I know him. Okay.
You must know him. He's been around. He even worked at Peace for some time before relocating to. Oh yeah, So, farming doesn't pay. It doesn't make you a poor man. If you are serious at it, what you should get to take care of the home, to take the kids through school and all that, and it's a peaceful thing.
Is it farming doesn't pay?
It doesn't pay as big as some of the things that happen in the capital.
You can pay the school fees.
It can pay your school fees well. Yeah, it does pay. Well, that is why we were able to. So, farming a little, journalism since 1994 up to this time, was a reporter for I guess 8 years, and ever since I've been an editor of sorts. I've been an editor or senior editor.
Yes, so I just want to take a profile of your career as a journalist. From the National Service, what did you do?
I taught at a secondary school, St. Stephen's Secondary School. The teaching, once again, I went back to teaching from, I guess, 1990 through 1994. And then from 1994 up to the year 2002, I was in newspaper journalism. I wrote for a paper that has since folded, the Ghanaian Voice. Yeah. My first paper was Ghanaian Voice, Dan Anson's Ghanaian Voice. I went to Kofi Kumson's Chronicle, and within 4 years I was national editor and picked from the region.
That's where I first met you. I think we're in Kotopapi somewhere.
Yes. You see how time has made us change? Yeah. We were much slimmer, much younger.
Yeah. I was pushing stories from my church, Assemblies of God.
Wow. So 2002, I relocated. I went to have a taste of radio journalism, electronic and radio to be precise. I did work for Happy FM as the news editor, quite 2 or 3 years or so. I left to Hot FM, where I was the deputy manager, the deputy general manager, and also head of news and current affairs. Then I said, why not try television? So I went to Almighty TV Africa, where I spent 7 years or so as head of news and current affairs.
I met you there too.
Yes, and I was also presenter of the Media Today program, the morning show that looks at all the lead topics in the radio, television, online, newspapers, and was quite an exciting experience.
So you've done both electronic and
yes, I've done electronic and print.
Which of these you like? Newspapers, radio, television?
Yes, I can crowd. Newspaper, newspaper na go. If you're a newspaper man, it's serious business. You have space.
You know how to write.
Yes, you have space to do serious work. It is not to cast aspersion on any. But truth be told, had it not been because newspaper is almost collapsed, newspaper journalism is what really engages you.
Next one is?
Maybe television.
Ah.
Yes.
And radio is last? Radio is first for me.
Well, I can understand you. Radio is also far-reaching. I can understand the reasons.
Impressive, and I like you are behind the scene. Yes, your voice is out there.
No, I understand. It is not to say that one is bad and the other is good, but if you want to seriously grade them, for me, I would even surprisingly go for newspaper, television, radio, online.
Well, if newspaper was that strong, it didn't have collapsed by now.
Well, there is nothing permanent in the world. Really. There is nothing permanent in the world. Really, some people may even argue that newspaper is online now. So it is just metamorphosed into something, you know.
Wow. And we've not spoken, we spoke about the children, but who is that woman behind the success of
Chief Inspector Margaret Asrifi.
Chief Inspector?
Retired.
Married a Kuti woman.
Yes, I married a Kuti woman who retired a few years ago, and she's taking it easy.
So she's home?
Yeah, in the countryside.
And you don't want to retire?
Well, I'm on a small contract that...
So you actually retired?
Yeah. Well, I'm 60.
Yeah, 60.
Yeah, so I am taking a little contract with the multimedia. My services are needed there also to exercise the limbs and exercise the brain a little. But hey, if God hasn't called you to heaven, one day we'll still go home and be with the grandchildren and all that.
All right. But any grandchild yet?
Quite a few.
Oh, yeah.
You see, the two boys in front have given me, put together, I have 6 or so grandchildren.
Oh.
The 2 girls are very soon going to give me.
So
Yeah, I have 5 with the 2 girls in the middle. Yes.
And the last one is a boy.
Yeah, he just completed university and he's doing some small.
You are listening to, or you're watching Inspire on AGTV. We're taking another break, and when we come back, we'll continue the story.
Can everyone hear me?
We are here.
Sometimes in life, we find ourselves in a dark place.
For the weak and broken-hearted.
So you have more than one story?
No, I don't.
You have multiple stories?
Objection, my lord.
That is why the Bible says that the wages of sin is death, but the free gift of God is eternal life in Christ Jesus. Who are you?
For every moment you need to be inspired.
You cannot be prayerfully alive, and Satan will get you easy.
I was speaking in tongues and I said, Kiton, get up.
How can you manage a company when you cannot manage your home?
On all the days you need to be lifted up.
You must abandon old mindsets and structures that have held you back.
Vision without action is an omission.
Raise your head high, for AGTV is here.
I mark your forehead with a seal of power.
Fear is a serial killer of dreams.
Shola,
Yes, Ngozi.
I need to hear God myself.
For every man,
You are a criminal.
Does it look like a criminal to you?
woman and child.
And you know nothing about my husband. You know nothing about my father.
Greetings, my relatives. Today, I want to tell you a story.
To give hope for every race, everywhere. Because we are here. AGTV is here.
So welcome back to Inspire with me, Abraham Asari. And as I keep saying, KOG Raymond are very experienced in giving you what fits your body, what makes you stand out, no matter how God created you. So call them with the number on the screen, call them, and then they'll reach out to you. So we're going back to Mr. AC. The AC Ohini. Now, so you are a journalist. You've done your life is the life of a journalist.
Yeah.
I just wanted to give us your view about the practice of journalism in our part of the world. Looking at how social media and everybody reports, and most people wake up in the morning, the first place they go to is social media before even thinking about radio or television. What are your views?
Well, I think that it is not perfect. We are nowhere near perfection. But let's also face it, perfection is an ideal. It is not, it's almost impossible for us as humans to attain perfection. Number two, I think that, for that matter, we can improve continually our media space. And we can do that by starting from the traditional media, even including newspaper. They should aspire to do more professional work. The more professional they are, the more they are able to push social media, including TikTok, to do saner work, wiser work, with due respect, believable work. Because the consumer, at the end of the day, wants quality product to consume. If your work sets you apart as a radio organization, if your work sets you apart, I want to watch AG television, it is difficult for me, but I'll find time Sunday evening to watch because I know what I can get from there. We shouldn't chase new media. We should let new media chase our standard and compete with us, because for now it appears that we cannot stop them.
So you have done more of private media?
Yes.
Almost all your career.
My own.
But sometimes when people talk about quality,
yes,
in journalism, they fault the private media,
yes,
more,
yes,
with their sensationalism, their overly political stance,
yes,
and all that.
Yes.
Are they to blame for the falling standards, if there are, in journalism in Ghana?
Yes, we in the private media must take part of the blame, and I boldly take on our behalf. But
more of the blame or part of it?
Part. As a matter of fact, just flip it, and you realize that at the most covetous award ceremonies, DJ Awards, CIMG Awards, majority are screwed by private news organizations in this country. The Multimedia Group, Media General, name them, your former place, the Despite Group, GH Media Group, and so on and so forth. Fact of the matter is that you have good private media, almost close to excellent, and you have bad private media.
The point is that most of those managing, running, some of these private media houses were trained by the public-owned media houses.
That is a fact. And whereas their driving, motivating factor is profit, they also know that people are evolving. Everybody, virtually everybody, has access to DSTV and what happens elsewhere in this country, particularly in the capital city and the capital regions, the urban areas. They can access other media and see clearly the difference. So we in the private media are forced by competition to continually improve. It is a fact that there are many in the private sector that are not taking up the challenge to improve their lot. But like I've already mentioned quite a few, and let us face it, even if you leave the news organizations and you are looking at the practitioners, some of the best practitioners in this country.
What are the problems with public-owned or state-owned media houses?
The problem with them is that they don't take competition seriously. Our mother GTV, our mother Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, the radio stations across this country. There was a time in this country, and that has since passed, that the infrastructure that GBC had was more than all the radio and television stations in the private sector put together. And yet if you look at the Ipsos and the others, the service they do, GTV does well if it gets something like 3%, 5%. Complacency. The taxpayers' money will be used to pay them. I'm not trying to slight anybody there, but I think that leadership of the state, because after all, it is our taxpayers' money, it is our money, should be sensitive to competition. They should maintain their positive items, their positive quality.
It is said that, yes, they are public service, and so in that space, there's no competition.
There should be competition. In the same public service, you should be doing things that really make you competitive. If you are covering, say, elections, you should make sure that you really are doing what the ethics tell you. Not only refraining from profanity, but ensuring that you are giving space proportionately to everybody. You are raising the issues. You are not shying away from the conflicts and so on and so forth. You are being decent, but at the same time representative of what is happening on the ground. GBC and I dare say the state media lack in this, and it's a reason the consumer, the average consumer, tends to look for what he or she wants at the private side.
So in this practice that you have engaged yourself in all your life, or most of your lifetime, are there challenges that, can you talk about challenges?
Why not?
Do you have regrets?
Oh, challenges. Too many to recount, but inadequate.
Sometimes in the private, one of the things that I just want to draw your attention to, private media, sometimes salary will not come.
Yes. And some of my colleagues knew that we had to be ingenious. At times we had to go and find a little cocoa money to come and share among ourselves. And solid money too? Well, when the solid is decent, that is my rule, and I don't mind saying it on camera. Number one, the class A is I don't take it at all. That's the class one. Okay. That is the ideal. If you've gone to do a work at a place and people say that get this to buy food and you didn't solicit for it, you didn't play tricks for it, you didn't say, "Ma'am, maybe we can." But if there's trouble, we'll hold you responsible. Yeah. But yes, there are times inadequate funding from the proprietors, at times bullying from people about whom adverse publications have been done since Adam. At times you realize that the proprietor has gone to take a certain political interest and they want to drive you towards those ends. Yeah. All these things are big frustrations. But what drives us is the ultimate goal that, look, I am communicating to a society, I'm communicating to consumers, and they derive benefit. Yes, I also get my pittances as salaries, even if they delay, but the bigger goal is that I'm influencing society. I'm doing this for God and country. I'm doing this, yes, for myself, because I don't go on an empty stomach. My family must be fed. But the bigger picture is that it is beneficial to society. So now you are retired. Are you fulfilled? I am more than fulfilled. In that? In that I have done journalism that has impacted schools, such as the Kropon School for the Blind. I have done journalism that has stopped practices that were otherwise, or at least abated practices that were otherwise very terrifying. For instance, one of the awards that took me to the UK had been that some people were sinking their sick apprentices with weights, stone. They would just tie a stone around the body of a sick child and then drop them in the Volta or the Afram Lake, dead. Then their body will rot. As if they were born with deformities. No. The fishers there, not all of them, but some of the fishers there would come to the Winneba area here and come and convince parents, the coastal area. Why the coastal area? Because these are families that have fishing backgrounds. Okay. So they will come for boys that are 5 years, 7 years, 8 years and tell them that they should apprentice as we are going to do fishing on yet another water body, the Afram Lake, the Volta Lake. They give their mothers pieces of cloth, they give their fathers maybe 10,000, 5,000 and so on and so forth. They don't, parents wouldn't even follow them to see where their children were being sent. Yes, they were used for the work. But when a child, for instance, was ill, repeatedly ill, and they thought the child would die, in some of the instances, they would tie a stone to the body and then drop into the lake. I did a story on this one. And I think that among the organization that immediately jumped there was Médecins Sans Frontières, Doctors Without Borders, France. A lot of work was done, UNICEF and so on and so forth. And it was confirmed? It was confirmed beyond doubt. People were reprimanded, and you know, the international organizations, they also find ways of helping the local people, how to train your young ones and so on and so forth. And there was a lot of, what word is used? Sensitization and also admonition at the lakeside. Your child must go to school. You shouldn't apprentice your child to anybody, even if you know where they are sending them. Your child must go to school. Such things. when we've been able to do these little ones, it's fulfilling.
Exactly.
It is fulfilling. And thank God, if it is about the home side, they've all done basic education, second cycle and tertiary. It is enough. None of them is a rich person. They hardly put pressure on us, the parents. Where else will you get this but from Jesus Christ?
Any regrets?
Father? Yes, quite a few. Quite a few. Yes, the priesthood. There's a funny thing, not really funny. There is a curious thing that when I link that one to the recurring feeling, must have been December 25th of 63 or maybe 65. While we were eating, the old lady had finished our food, placed it on the big asanka. Then I was eating with my big brother. Then along the line, I got a little unconscious. Then I saw smoke in the air that kept rising and rising and rising. In the smoke, there was a shape of a bearded man wearing white frocks, big, and as the smoke kept spreading, it became blurred and blurred and blurred. So, come here, come here, come here. He looked and said, "Nadena." But meanwhile, he was more interested in the meat.
Was Kwame your only brother?
My mother's children, he was my only brother. He is my only brother.
Okay.
Yeah. From my mother's side, with Patrick Ohina Mwedu, we were 4. You know, one has passed on, and then we are 3. The other one is a woman elsewhere, and then the 2 of us are in Ghana. So, when later on I related these to elderly people, they kept telling me that God doesn't speak to big people.
Ordinary people
can speak to ordinary people as well. So occasionally I've regretted that, well, really, maybe I ought to have done more priestly work or more.
But is it too late? It's not too late to be a priest if you want to be, or to do some kind of ministry.
Well,
work.
So that is it. But in journalism, I hardly have any regrets. I have not ended up a very rich person, but I do know that I have trained quite a few.
You've been influential because almost everywhere you went, you became a boss.
Well, not so much of the boss, but you feel good when your colleagues, people that you work with, have become editors, you've become big presenters. Some of them have even relocated in Europe, America, and the rest, and they are
become cameramen.
Yeah, like big camera people all along here. You know, that kind of thing. So, no big regrets. Some of the things that I would have loved to do better, maybe, just maybe, I should have done on-air presentation for much longer time. Yes, it got to a stage, I thought that, well, this is for the younger people. I should be at the backstage. But on hindsight, maybe if I had...
That feeling is always there. And what do you want to be remembered for?
Well, I asked my second daughter before coming that, what do you think I'm passionate about and passionate for? He said family, God and country. She thinks that I love family. And by our family, anybody and everybody that wants to be part of us, including the dogs and the goats in the house. No, it's the rule. And that's why she quickly added country. I try to do a little as much as I can for Ghana. But let me quickly add, because I also asked her, what is my downside? And she told me, I'm a little pushy on the family. Just about...
That's your father, like your father.
Just about 45 minutes ago or so, you asked me, would I allow my children to do some of the things that I did? My daughter this morning told me that I am too pushy. Sometimes I want them to do things the way I like, and I exert pressure on them. At the same time that while I was a kid, I did things the way I liked. I don't want to. So that's my downside, really. That is my downside, and I think that if I could relocate into my childhood and come this way, I would be more tolerant to my children and my extended children.
You can start that today.
Today I'm starting that one.
Wonderful. But look into this camera and inspire somebody. This very one.
Young man, especially young woman, the little one, let me tell you, it is not as if you need a bus full of money in your family before you can impact your society. Indeed, at times it is better if you start from a position of disadvantage. Do the little things that you can do and do them as best as you can. Acquire knowledge as best as you can, but acquire wisdom over and above everything. The wisdom is the application of the knowledge, even at this stage. Read a lot, because there is knowledge and even wisdom in all the things that you can get on the computer. Yes, use a computer because it is your era equipment, but you use the computer in ways that will help you. Acquire knowledge, acquire the knowledge of God. Acquire the knowledge of God, and use wisdom above everything. Honor your father and mother, for that is the only commandment that comes with a promise, so that your days on this earth shall be multiplied and you enjoy it to the very fullest. God be with us.
Amen. And that's how we end Inspired today with me, Abraham Asare. We'll be back again next week with another exciting and inspiring edition. Thank you for watching. Thank you for staying with AGTV. God bless you. Mr. Oeni, thank you for coming. We are much grateful. Bless you.
I'll visit one of these days.
Chef, please do.
On a Sunday, I'll join the congregation.
Wow, wonderful.
And then we fellowship together.
That would be great.
Seriously, between Central Gospel and AG,
no much difference.
No much difference.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you.